Yo guys, it is Melifor, and I'm welcoming you back to the channel. So damn it, enjoy being welcomed to my channel. You know, and I've been playing this game called Only Up. I'm not sure if you heard of it, but it's actually quite fun. If you're like a misogynist. But one of the things that I was going to actually try was to play like Only Up the way like
Don't look up. We need to get to the top. I'm sure we'll make it. I wonder what awaits us there? The unknown is frightening.
the way that the developers intended it. Okay? Now this is actually which basically entails
Let's
that
go. The journey of 10,000 steps begins with the first step. I remember as a child, my parents helped me to walk along the fence. I felt their support. If I fall, my parents will catch me. But now I'm alone and no one will catch me. Does it mean to be an adult?
so yeah, that basically the goal of this playthrough is to get through the entire game, but also be able to experience all the like dialogue and stuff like that. Like not a speed run, obviously. So yeah, it looks like the only path is up. Of course. And this may be multiple parts. Look at the little doggy. So cute. So yeah. I kind of just wanted to explore and hear all the different dialogues and things like that. I thought it would make for a cool video. I was gonna title it something like Only Up, but we follow the intended path, or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool for a title. And I think a lot of people would actually enjoy, you know, watching somebody go through the actual hell of this game. Which, I mean, the intended path, that can be construed as well, you know. Like, what is considered the intended path? Do people even know? You know what I mean? Because there's pipes up ahead. Spoilers. And if you don't already know, the pipes actually...
Sometimes it's hard to choose the right path, but don't be afraid. You can always repeat. We learn from our mistakes.
For those who don't know, the pipes, actually, there are 4 different routes that you can make.
Choice when you don't know where it will lead.
Well, actually, there's 5. Because there's this one, there's the back one, which actually connects to the very far one as well. And then there's that one, and then there's this one. I'm gonna consider that... Let's see. So, you walk up here, you know. Where are you most likely to go? Probably to the right, you know. I feel like this is most likely considered to be the intended path. So we're gonna treat it as such, you know. But we don't want to go that way. See, and then we run into a problem here. Like, where is the intended path? Like, from that point, you know? Would you consider that to be continuing on the intended path? I guess, because the bar... Like, the pipe ends there, and it wants you to go down here, correct? I mean, that's the only assumption I can make. So, we're just gonna try this, see how it works. If I get a lot of comments about it not being, like, legit or whatever, then whatever. I don't really care. To be honest, I'm just trying to explore how I think the game was meant to be intended to be explored. And we could actually... there's one cool thing that you can do here. which I think this is kind of intended. It's very cool. Not a lot of people go up here. But what you can do is just jump to that, and then this is the point at which, you know, you're able to... Now, I could jump over there, but that's not, like, intended, you know? That's kind of a skip. So we're going to continue along this way. And I don't understand how people can just run right up these. I can't do that, you know? I don't know how people do that. Maybe it's my mouse is way, like maybe not sensitive enough, or maybe I'm just not that good at keyboard and mouse, which I think it's that, honestly. I'm not very good with, like, keyboard and mouse, as you can tell, because I just fell. But yeah. If we had the walking, it's way easier for me. Alright, and you could jump right here to the next pipe, but I'm gonna do the intended path.
There's something strange going on with this world, though there has always been something wrong with it. What everyone clung to, the stability, has been shaken. Maybe this is a chance for me.
I don't know what he means by, like, maybe this is a chance for me. Like, did he not have a chance before? And obviously that bed can skip, but we don't get... If you skip too far ahead, I believe, from this train, like if you go right to the back of the train here, I don't think that you get the dialogue about him talking about his, about something around here.
The railroad was opened here 120 years ago. My grandfather worked here. I often went to
Talking
see
about
him.
his grandfather, that's what I thought it was.
My grandfather worked here for 60 years, and then he died.
My grandfather worked here for 60 years, and then he died. Like, that's so freaking sad, man. Alright, so... Oh. Now... Alright, so... I don't think the intended path is to walk off this, which most speedrunners do. I think, genuinely, that the intended path is... obviously not even over there, because that is blocked off unless you hit the bed, which I've actually never done. I think the intended path, or is like what they want you to do, is to go along and go on this, this railroad thing, you know?
If you want to go far, go alone.
So I think this is the intended path, though I could be wrong. So as we wait for this to just go along its thing, we can talk about what's coming up, which is like the oil refinery.
Everyone lives in poverty, which is hard to get out of.
So poverty's on the right.
And the lives of my goddamn parents have been.
Goddamn parents. I don't know why, but I just love that line. So... Ah, so he goes this way. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna make a pit stop at the elephant so you guys can hear the full dialogue of that guy. Which I have a theory, I think this is your dad. And later on you'll see why. He actually does sound a lot like your dad when you talk.
You're a weak kid. Go back to the favelas. Your friends are there. Your destiny and life is there. You have to seek happiness there. Get a job in the favelas and live there. There are many like you. You have to be with them and not stand out. You won't make it. You're a weak kid.
Alright, so
Go
that's
back to the favelas.
That's basically all he says. But to add on to what I was saying earlier, is I do believe that that is your father, because when you'll see when you get to the oil refinery, which is up there, just past those that red subway, you will hear a similar voice, and to me, I deduced it to like actually sounding like the voice of the elephant. So I think that, you know, maybe there's some like identity behind.
To get to the new one, you first have to make a jump and get off the ground, not knowing what the future holds.
Now, I don't know what the Newmon is. I don't know what he's talking about there, but I think maybe he's talking about the beds. Now, we're going to do a little tricky route here. This is the way they intended it, though, I think. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is, like, all still intended. You know? It's intended for you to walk off that cliff there. But, yeah, I think that this game is actually pretty dang fun once you get the hang of it. And especially if you know where to go. That's like the biggest thing. And I sort of know where to go. Not the entire game, but for most of it. So I'll probably get to the point where I know where to go, and then I'll, like, obviously stop it. But this is where it's gonna get really tough.
My father worked here as a driller, and he always smelled of fuel oil. I was afraid of him and hoped that one day he wouldn't come back from work. He drank a lot and often beat my mother and me, but that's in the past.
You'll never make it to the top. You'll never make it. You bastard.
I'm still scared of him.
So, what we're gonna try and do, and of course you can already predict what we're gonna do. It's gonna be to go on the path on the left side, sorry. Now, you can jump over, but I don't think that's what they intended, you know? So, I mean, basically, I'm gonna slow-mo all these because I'm a fucking pussy. But, hey, at least I'll get the playthrough done, you know? Okay. Cool. So, that's like the intended route, I think. And obviously, you can only assume like what the intended route really is, because I mean, honestly, nobody really knows what they were thinking. You could jump over there, but I think the intended route, of course, is to go this way. And there's another thing too, like, is it intended for you to go down there? I don't know. There might be, like, extra dialogue down there for all I know. So, we're actually gonna jump down there. And, I'm a little scared. but I think we could make it. Yeah, we made it. Now, does he say anything? That's what I was mainly hoping for, is that he would say something, but it doesn't seem like he will. However, I think this is actually the intended route, maybe. I don't know. Because you can walk up here, and then you walk up here, and then you sort of avoided that, but, I mean, we still did a crazy kind of route. I don't know, it's kind of difficult to really deduce what the intended route is at this point, but hey, we're trying our best, you know?
Some say that soon no one will need oil, but it is unlikely to happen sooner than in 20 to 30 years. And meanwhile, oil is still a resource that people kill for.
Kill for? Jesus. Alright, so this is what I call the statue route. Basically, you'll see what I mean in a minute. You get to a point where you will actually see like a statue of an unknown figure. We're still to this day not sure who he is. So, one of the tricky things there is they actually want to trick you to jump. If you don't realize what they're trying to do here, is they're trying to make you think that there's nothing above you. Right here, you can't really tell, but obviously this thing's above you, but if you go a little bit ahead and then try and jump that way, you're going to hit your head off of the ladder above us, or crane, or stilt, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I don't know. So yeah, that's quite interesting, in my opinion. Now, here's another thing. I don't think the intended route is to jump that way, because that wouldn't make much sense. However, it looks like if you go that way, you could potentially make it over to that silo. I'm not really sure about that, though. Alright. So yeah, you don't want to go forward, you just want to go to the left here. Whoa. Oh no. That's bad. Well, that's why we have this right here. Well, now, basically what we can do is just use the tricks, I guess. Well, there's no real tricks here. We have to go the route that we just went, unfortunately. There is no... Well, let's go to the right this time, so I can just show you guys what that route is, if that's like the real intended route or not. If we can actually manage to get up there, you know? Alright, so now we can go this way. Why am I doing this? Oh, bro. Now, it looks like you're gonna fall, but you should just climb up. Now, this one's a little tricky, However, I think if you angle to the left a little bit, you should climb up just fine. And then this one, obviously, is just a normal land. Cool. So, we did that again. Oh, actually, I never did that before. But now I proved that I did it, so... Screw all you non-believers. Anyways, let's continue on. We're gonna head up here now. And this is basically backtracking to where we were earlier. We're gonna try and head up quicker than I did before, just so you don't have to deal with this crap. Okay. Wow, what the hell? What the hell? Alright, so we need to take a little less risky. And then we will continue on. So... Alright, so we are now going to continue along up here. Trying to remember where we fell, but I think I was just describing stuff and it made me like distracted to the point where I was like, oh, let's just fall. Oh yeah, I remember where I fell, actually. I think I was talking about like an intended route possibility. And then I fell. Maybe. It wasn't here. Maybe it was here. I don't know. I think it was actually there. So this is where, that's my house up there. Kappa. I don't actually know where his house is. But yeah, we're gonna jump up to this thing. This is actually, like, legitimately, like, quite scary. At least, in my opinion. However, you know, this is the intended route. So I suppose we must take it. Ooh. Now, I think the intended route is to actually jump onto the statue over here. So, that's what I'm gonna do. Actually, I don't know if it's like to jump on the statue, but I think it's to get up to this point, you know? So, at this point, if you don't know about the 4 beds, there's 4 beds, one that starts all the way down there, as you can see, and then you're supposed to jump from the first bed to the 3rd bed in speedrun world, and then from the 3rd bed to the 4th bed to the gray thing to the right of us right now. So that's where you would end up if you took that route. However, we did not. And that's just fine, you know? Alright. So, we are up here now. We're in safe territory, I suppose. And I think the intended route is to just jump onto this. However, I'm not entirely sure if that's intended to be done. And then what I would assume is you would just jump over and then jump over again and then climb up this staircase to the top. And then I guess it's like intended for you to jump up here, but I don't know if that's actually intended or not. There is a bed down here. It's not intended for you to go that way, so don't even think about it, brother. And we're actually going to go backwards a little bit. I want to see... Actually, that would be a terrible idea. I don't think there's anything that way anyways. Yeah, let's just go... let's just go up. Why are we trying to go down, brother? Anyways, let's continue on. And now we are in the desert.
Kindergarten, school, army, institute, factory, death. Hello, kinfolk.
Hello, kinfolk. So I actually wouldn't trust going on that bed unless you have enough like forward or preserved momentum in your character. Because if you don't, he does not really like to go that far, especially when it's like this high up. And here I think it's intended for you to just jump onto this blue hickey, and then head up here. And then obviously you're gonna head into the street station. I think that like some of these islands, you can't tell, but there's like invisible walls in front of them, so you can't actually land on them. So like when you're trying to land back down, say you fall from really, really high up, and you're trying to like recover or like make a recovery or something, if you hit one of those islands that are